Okay, so quick disclaimer. This video is just for fun. I thought it'd be a cool idea to just kind of ponder on who would actually win between Steven Seagal and Jean-Claude Van Damme if they were to get engaged in martial arts combat. Again, this video is just for fun. I'm not putting the two against each other in reality. It's just a fun video, not to be taken seriously. So, Steven Seagal versus Jean-Claude Van Damme. Well, the question for me started years ago when I first saw Steven Seagal on the Arsenio Hall show. And Arsenio at one point asked Steven Seagal about Jean-Claude Van Damme. And because the question at the time had been about Van Damme's validity as a serious martial artist. And I rather like Steven Seagal's answer.
Do you know Van Damme?
No.
You've heard of him? Mm-hmm. Let's start with him, Steven. What do you think of his work? As a martial artist first.
Change the subject.
Well, I mean, because you guys go back to the martial arts world before you were movie stars, right? I mean, he was like a champion somewhere, and right? I mean, you.
Well, I just promised all my mentors that I was going to be a good boy.
Mm-hmm.
I think that that's a matter of opinion, that he was a champion anywhere. I think that that's a matter of opinion, that he was a champion anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not being catty or anything. I wish the guy all the best. But there are an awful lot of people who say that that's not true.
See, because to my knowledge, Steven Seagal has never been a braggart. I've never heard anything about him bragging about how many people he could beat up. And you see, you have to understand that these are baited questions. Because this is Hollywood. And as much as I love Arsenio Hall show, and I like Arsenio, these are the questions that people want to know. And when you ask a question like that, the person has to answer very carefully, because when you walk out that studio, you still have to deal with the real world. And you have to be very careful how you answer questions like that. You have to be careful how you talk about people, because in the celebrity realm, I can imagine that it's quite often that celebrities will run across each other. And you see, what you say on camera can affect what happens between you and another person. Obviously, especially if you're martial artists. So Steven Seagal answered the question very carefully, very humbly, in my opinion, just my opinion. And I don't think that he answered it in such a way to cause friction between he and Jean-Claude Van Damme. However, he was honest about his opinion on Van Damme.
Are there any guys, for example, Steven Seagal, maybe Kurt Russell, who you'd love to see in part 3?
I would love to see a Steven Seagal in part 3. He should lose some weight. So no, joke on the side.
Yeah.
So he can be a little more fast.
He's put on the pounds.
Yeah. I met the guy a few times. He's a nice guy. Doesn't like me much.
I
like him a lot. Doesn't like me much. I like him a lot. Good guy, good charisma. He's got something special on the screen. I would love to see him there. Yeah.
Why doesn't he like you?
Because maybe I'm good.
Yeah.
Because maybe I'm good.
Yeah.
Oh, really, Jean-Claude? That's pretty cocky, buddy. Pretty cocky. But nice. Well, at least you were nice about it. You didn't insult the guy. So, having said that and seen that, let's take a look at action clips from both of these guys, and then I'll give you my decision. Okay, guys, so y'all already know. You probably have guessed it, but I picked Steven Seagal. In my humble opinion, I believe Steven Seagal, if he and Van Damme were to engage in a hand-to-hand fight, I really believe Steven Seagal would be able to take Van Damme. Steven Seagal has the reflexes. Van Damme does have the kicks. But if Steven Seagal can counter those kicks, catch that leg, Van Damme's in trouble. So there it is. Let me know in the comments section if you agree or disagree. And as always, thanks for watching. Until the next time.